20 years old. Yeah, he did.
Oh, my God.
You know what it is? When you look at these pictures, he always looks like some leaked out of the back.
Right. Okay. Yes, he was absolutely a leaker.
Like, he's walking around, and it's leaking, and he doesn't care at this point. But, yeah, dead at 2013.
Okay, well, you know what? That's news to me. And you know what? Oh, fuck, hold on, Google. Okay, sorry. Well, you know what, dude? That's news to me, and I'll tell you what. I'm sorry that I just found that out, but you know why I'll never forgive that fucking guy? It has nothing to do. Well, you know what? I didn't like the no mouth, but.
And by the way, just to disguise that, he always wore turtlenecks.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly. And he was smug, but he wasn't just smug. He introduced the world to Roper. And here's the thing. First, it was Siskal and Ebert, right? Gene Siskal was the powerhouse. Ebert was the little bitch. I guess Siskal was like, yo, I feel bad for this guy. He's got no mouth. Well, he had a mouth at the time. Yeah, but still, it was a sassy mouth. It was a sassy mouth. It wasn't. It was a houth. It was a half mouth. So then he loses his mouth. He loses his partner. And then he just automatically assumes he goes into that Siskal role. Who the fuck are you? You think you're Siskal? You're Siskal, Mr. No Mouth? So what are you saying? Like you would just use that mouth as like target practice, wouldn't you? Or to maybe I'd reinforce it with forced hot air, and I would use it as a tennis ball thrower. I think this is absolutely awful. Okay, he was a man, an icon of his time, and just because you could just sit there and toss Skittles into his mouth and have fun doing it, doesn't mean that you pick on him. No, see, it's not that I pick on him. It's that he assumed that he was a Siskal. He never was a Siskal. He was Siskal's bitch, and then Siskal dies, and he walks into the Siskal chair like people give a shit about what he thinks about movies, which they don't. And then he goes, let me find some dude to make in my image. No, you should find a dude to make in Siskal's image. And then what does he do? He finds fucking Roper. Have you seen Roper? Why don't you take a look at Roper? Why don't you do a little Google on the Ropester? Okay. Richard Roper? Richard Roper. Ricky Roper, I call him. Oh, you have a nickname for Richard Roper. Yeah, I do. What's wrong with him? Ricky Roper? Are you serious? Yeah. Okay, well, you know what? Why don't you just... He's from the same town as S. Graham. Okay? He's all right. Okay. He thinks he's Mr. Know-It-All. He edits books. He gives his opinion about everything. Why don't you stop giving your opinion? And why don't you start writing? Like, why don't you start putting stuff out there for people to review? Like, you just review everybody else's work. You know what? He looks like the guy that gets pumped to go hang in the catering at an event, right? Like, he wants to hang in catering. That's just him. Not that he's a big moose, and he looks like he smells a little bit, too. Like, there's a distinct odor of something. Well, he does have, I'll tell you what, I think movie critics, I guess a prerequisite for, after the, Ebert was you can't have a mouth or a chin, because Richie Rope has no chin whatsoever, and he's got almost no mouth as well. Well, he looks like he smells like Hamburger Helper. Yes, he does. He looks like he was in Roger. And look, here we go. There's a picture of him and Roger Ebert at a chili cook-off. Oh, there it is. Okay, and then look, his mouth is almost falling off. Will you leave his mouth alone? No, I can't stand this fucking guy. Do you know how much stuff he could probably fit in that thing? All right. Yeah, about 1.5 Ropers. You leave Roper out of this. Hey, he could two-hand a Stedman. Yes, yes, he could. Yes, he could. Here's the unemployment choo-choo.